Now that the final bulletin is finally here, it's the perfect time to start preparing for the next Blox Fruits update. In this video, I'll show you exactly what items you need to get to prepare for the summer update, so you can keep up with everyone else once it drops. I made a similar video about a month ago, but since then, a lot of new information has been released. So I'm making this updated version that covers what I said before, plus everything new we now know. So let's begin. Starting off with the most basic thing, you have to be max level. Well, it's not a strict requirement, but it's definitely preferred. We've seen that a new island is being added to the third sea, and it's very likely the level cap will rise. If you're already max, it'll be much easier to reach the next cap when the update arrives. Plus, every level gives you more stat points, meaning more health, more damage. It's a win-win. Along with that, you'll want to get your hands on some key items. Decent fruits, swords, fighting styles, accessories, and more. I'll quickly guide you through what I recommend. For fighting styles, the best options are God Human and Sanguine Art. If they're too hard to get, go for Sharkman Karate or Dragon Talon. Both are strong and much easier to obtain. When it comes to fruits, I recommend using Buddha. It's easy to get in the third sea and great for grinding. Other good options include Light and Magma, but make sure to awaken them. If you're rich, then go for fruits like Dragon, Kitsune, and Yeti. For swords, you don't need the absolute best if you have a strong fruit, but if you want top-tier weapons, I suggest Cursed Dual Katana, Shark Anchor, or Dragon Heart. Other strong choices are Yama, Gravity Blade, or Dragon Trident. All of them are reliable. When it comes to guns, go with the Skull Guitar or Dragon Storm. And finally, for accessories, the best picks right now are Swan Glasses, Pilot Helmet, Dino Hood, or Hunter Cape. All of them give solid buffs and are relatively easy to get. One important thing I want to mention here. We already know that some older accessories and swords are getting reworks in the next update. I haven't included those in this list yet. I'll talk about them later in the video once we get to that part. But for now, let's move on to something else that's really important. Race V4. Race V4 is helpful for any player, no matter your playstyle. The two races I personally recommend are Ghoul and Shark. If you already have a different race at V4, that's perfectly fine. You can still use it. I recommend Ghoul because of its Life Leech ability, which makes it solid for both grinding and PvP. Shark, on the other hand, is great because this update seems to be adding more ocean-related content, like the underwater island that might exist beneath Tiki Outpost. So being able to avoid water damage and get extra defense could really come in handy. If V4 is too hard to get right now, then at the very least, make sure your race is at V3 before the update arrives. Now that we've settled the basics, let's move on to some other important items. The most fundamental currencies in Blox Fruits are fragments and money. Having a lot of both before the update will help you save a ton of time and effort later. Let's talk about money first. There's no doubt that sea beast hunting is the best way to get money, and you also earn some fragments alongside it. It's even better if you bring more players, because that increases the chances of sea beasts spawning. More beasts means more money. I always recommend players to grind money first, because while you're doing that, you're passively gaining fragments too. Not a huge amount, but still decent. For most players, I believe that saving around 20 to 30 million money should be enough to handle upcoming costs in the update. Here are some builds I recommend for sea beast hunting. The main fruit you'll want to use is Magma V2. Now let's move on to fragments. The best ways to earn them are through boss farming and raids. Bosses like Indra, Dough King, Cake Prince, and the Tyrant give decent amounts of fragments, but since spawning them is a hassle, you'll mostly be doing raids, while occasionally killing bosses when the opportunity comes up. For raids, I suggest using Buddha V2, along with a couple of other Buddha users to speed up the process. Fragments are definitely harder to get than money, and they also get used up way faster. So the best thing you can do is just grind as many as possible. There's no fixed number here, just keep stacking them. These are the builds I recommend for raids. Now that the obvious stuff is done, we move into more depth and find out what other preparations you can make. First, starting off with this leak, we can see what looks like a rework or upgrade for Sharkman Karate and Water Kung Fu. Based on the text shown at the end of the image, it seems that older V1 fighting styles and possibly some outdated V2 styles are going to receive reworks or upgrades in Update 27. Because of that, I recommend you try to get all the fighting styles and master them now, just in case they end up being required or become much stronger after the update. This task may seem a bit too much, but to get God Human, You need 400 mastery on every fighting style except Sanguine Arts, and pretty much every endgame player has God Human, so this is way easier than it seems. Like I mentioned in the last video, it looks like we'll be using the submarine to travel to the island located below the Tiki Outpost, and in order to use the submarine, you'll likely need to defeat the Tyrant boss, so make sure you go ahead and take him down as part of your preparation. Next, we have the Creation Fruit upgrades. Just like Eagle and Gravity Fruit got upgrades through the admin panel, Creation Fruit will be getting some new changes too. We've already seen multiple leaks showing parts of the rework. The coolest one? You'll be able to drive a car. Yes, an actual car in Blox Fruits. It looks like it might be part of the fruit's new abilities. But like the other fruit upgrades, it won't be easy. To unlock the upgraded version, you'll need a lot of fragments, and also a high mastery level on the Creation Fruit. When Gravity Fruit got its upgrade, you needed around 500 mastery, and for Eagle it was similar. So for Creation Fruit, you should aim to get its mastery to 500 or higher before the update. Even if you don't use the fruit now, it's a smart move to start grinding it early. That way, when the update drops, you'll be ready right away and won't fall behind others. This upgrade could make Creation Fruit a lot more fun and useful, so don't miss the chance to prepare. We've also seen news about 3 fruits that are going to be reworked in the next update, as revealed in the official bulletin. So far, only 2 fruits have been officially confirmed, while the third one remains a mystery. The first confirmed rework is for the Pain Fruit. The second is the Rumble Fruit, which is most likely the one referred to as Lightning in the bulletin. Now here's the important part. Every time a fruit gets reworked, its value in trading shoots up. This has happened over and over again in past updates. For example, Pain used to be considered one of the worst fruits. Hardly anyone wanted it. But now, ever since the rework was announced, players have started offering really good trades for it. Rumble was already a pretty decent fruit, but now its value has also skyrocketed. That's why I highly recommend getting your hands on at least one of each before the update drops. Once the reworks are released, they'll become even more valuable, both for PvP and in trading. As for the third rework, we still don't know for sure what fruit it will be. Most people think it could be rubber, but there's no confirmation, not even from leaks. So I can't tell you to prepare for a specific one, but it's worth keeping an eye on the news and staying ready just in case. Lastly, some old swords and accessories are also getting reworked. According to this picture, we can clearly identify 3 of the swords. The one at the top is Spiky Trident, the one on the left is Canvander, and the one on the right is Coco. The accessories are harder to confirm, but at least we now know for sure that these 3 swords are getting a rework. That means it's a smart idea to get your hands on all 3 while you still can. Now yes, there are a lot of other features coming. Things like potions, fishing, and maybe even new mechanics. But let's be honest, there's nothing you can do to prepare for those just yet. So for now, focus on what you can do. Get the right items, build up your fragments and Beli, and be fully ready for the update. If this video helped you out, make sure to like and subscribe. My next goal is to hit 10,000 subs, and I'd love for you to be part of that. I will go now to prepare. See you next time.